Hey, what's up, BeawCast listeners? Did you miss us?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you're a listener? No.
I'm a listener too.
You're the leader of the bear world.
I'm a talker and a listener.
Oh, what you got over there, hot stuff?
So I am super excited about this. This is 8 months worth of development, and Barbell Brigade is finally coming out with their own pre-workout, which I'll talk about more at the end. But we are taking pre-orders on Wednesday, August 21st at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And a lot of things went into this. This has been my passion project for this year. So I'm super excited about it, and I'll talk about it at the end.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited to hear about it because I've seen it happen. But as you guys know, I've stepped away from barbell like heavily, maybe even 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 100% out of it. So I would just see it in stages, and now to see it live and in charge and here is cute. It's like you had a baby.
Yeah, it's another baby.
You were pregnant.
It's another baby that I never
gave birth.
It's a baby that I never thought I was gonna have.
Cute.
Yeah, I mean, it just came out.
Okay, so today's topic is something that I actually thought about on the way here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been something that's been requested before, but I just never really felt any sort of connection to it. And I don't know why all of a sudden I was just like, that's very interesting. Maybe because I just had some time to think about it. But what I want to discuss with you today is how has it been dating outside of your race?
I think it's been...
And I guess I mean like...
just in general?
Yeah, like in general.
Across high school, college, all that?
Yeah, in general. And then what are like the things you like about it and then the things you don't like about it? Yeah, and have I been the only one? Have I been the only one?
Of course not.
Oh, okay.
You already know that.
No, I know. I'm just fucking around.
I think for me, I really, really enjoy dating outside of my race because of my upbringing. So, as you guys know, I'm Asian. And
Chinese specifically.
But
Taiwanese even more specifically.
And even more specific than that, you guys know from JK News and all the stories that my mom is insane. Like, she is 1600s Chinese, Asian, Confucius philosophy. So when I meet Koreans, I'm like, motherfucker, you ain't even Korean. I'm more Korean than you. Like, you barely know your own traditions.
And why bring in Koreans? Because they're really traditional?
So I think they're the last of the Mohicans. Where, like, back in the day, all East Asians, we all bowed and we all followed Confucianism, right? But with communism in China, that got broken apart. So you don't really see Chinese people bow, but they were the ones that bowed the most. Then you see Japanese, where they kind of bow at 45 degree, and but they industrialized early and they Americanized early as well. So they only bow at 45 degrees and they have a little bit of Confucianism. Koreans are still the 90-degree bow. And they still practice a lot of Confucianism because they're a new country. Like, up until 1950, which is not too long ago, they were another name. They weren't even called Korea. It was probably like Republic of Chosen or something like that. It was like another Korean name. Korea is a new country. And because of that, they still hold on to those traditions. So when I see Koreans, I think that's why like I vibe so well with Koreans. This is because the way I grew up, I felt like there was like, I'm always on my knees, always like doing Korean shit at home that none of my Chinese friends ever did. Like, they don't bow to people. My mom's like, how come you didn't bow to your uncle? And I'm like, because my cousin doesn't even bow to his own dad. Why am I bowing to his dad? And I was always doing that kind of stuff. And I think because it was so Asian, what I was looking for in my partner and just potential dating partners, I wanted like a glimpse of the other world. You know, and I think because I was so forced into this, like, I don't know, I've always like growing up, I've always really liked skateboarding, boogie boarding, surfing, and I'm always into beach culture. And then there's just an entire world outside of go to a UC, work on your SATs. Like, I just really wanted to get out of that. And when I was able to get into another culture and date someone from outside of my culture, I just really, really enjoyed it.
So was it like a physical attraction or like was that like the first one, or was that something you kind of had to grow into because you were just like, this is odd, but I can enjoy it?
I think growing up, I busted nuts equally to all pornos. So I think like I had a infatuation phase with every race.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like,
what does that infatuation look like? Like, what makes it an infatuation?
I don't know. I don't know if it's like a race, but there's a representative, an ambassador that I really liked.
Okay.
So like I really like Gabrielle Union. I really liked Megan Good.
I don't know who that is.
Another black actress.
Okay.
Tyra Banks, obviously, super hot. And then so I also.
Oh, I know Megan Good. I know it. She was
Yeah.
this Christmas, right?
Was she? She was. I first saw her in Biker Boys.
Okay, never mind.
A stupid ass movie, but I'm like, who the hell is this?
Okay, I know who you're talking about.
Jessica Alba. She's ambiguous. I don't even know what the hell she is.
Yeah.
Big fan of Eva Mendes.
Still?
When I watch her older movies, I think it's more nostalgia.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. But just all across the board. And then there's a bunch of like Indian stars, like actual Indian, not Native American, but like Indian stars that I don't even know the names of. But oh man, she's hot.
Okay.
So there's like, it was just equally across the board.
Where are the Asians at? Where you didn't name any Asians? You didn't like Asians?
Oh, I did. So,
okay.
I mean, like, I thought Asians was given.
Well, okay.
So, I mean, all the import tuna girls at the time.
Because you'd be surprised. I don't really have, like, if you ask me, I didn't have that many Mexican, like actors or famous people that I was like, oh, hell yeah.
It was because like the cartooning scene was so big at the time.
okay.
So like any of those import models, like Francine D, Sasha Singleton, whatever, I don't know all those names. Yeah,
Okay.
there's a bunch, just a ton of them.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think I went through a phase where there's an infatuation with all of them, but I looked more for personality and a willingness to really go outside of their bubble. And I found that for me was in usually non-Asians.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm like, okay, so now that you've, the first time, how old were you when you dated outside of your race?
Man, I've been trying.
You trying is one thing, but dating is another thing. Like actually getting it.
Yeah, second grade.
That's not even dating. Okay.
She gave me a kiss.
Elementary school.
Shout outs to Megan.
But I'm sure you didn't even know that there were cultural differences. I would be surprised if you even knew that you were Asian and she wasn't.
I knew.
Okay, fine.
From the get-go, I was like, this white bitch is fine. And she gave me a kiss on the cheek, and we had the same height ratios, kind of.
What do you mean?
Like, she was like taller than me.
Oh, like that we have?
Yeah.
You've been trying to climb trees.
I know.
You
I'm a
fucking
climber.
monkey.
Look at Taika, he likes to climb too.
Okay, so second grade might be too soon.
But she kissed me.
Okay, fine.
And we shared Capri Suns and string cheese all the time.
How about in high school?
High school, oh man, that was kind of tough. So I went to 3 different high schools. First high school, Cerritos High School. I think I was, since I was more into the gang and like raver phase, all the chicks I knew were Asian.
Okay.
So that first phase, all Asians. And then I got kicked out of school, and then I went to a military all boys school. So
Yep. Didn't date anyone there?
0 chicks.
Okay.
We did have a dance with another like sister school or Catholic school or something like that. And I was trying to holler at some white chicks because it was all white because of San Diego. But nothing really came out of that, because it's literally like they bring the chicks in for that night, and you guys just kind of dance for like 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
And then,
There's
okay,
like
curfew, and poof. And I'm like, how are you supposed to have
no
time?
rapport,
Yeah.
nothing.
And especially if that's my first year at the school. Other guys, they're like, oh, cool, I've seen that chick for like the past 3 years. So nothing there. Then I went to Mark Keppel, which is heavily Asian and Mexican. And, but I was in the wrestling team, and then I was also in ASB for a little bit, but it was just pretty much all Asians.
Okay. What about college?
So yeah, it wasn't until college, I think, I went to ELAC. There was a chick that I met at Bally's. She was Hispanic, and we went on a couple of dates.
So this is your first encounter with someone that's not Chinese that you're like testing the waters.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I kind of cock.
So college.
Yeah, and I cock blocked myself.
Okay, what happened?
So this chick.
Go ahead, I'll let you finish. Sorry, I'm just excited.
Okay, so she was Hispanic, and at this time, when I don't know how girls are, but a bunch of dudes, and they get together, they're like, "Oh man, you see that chick over there? Oh, you should talk to her." Whatever. I don't know.
Definitely, we don't say that.
Oh, but so she was kind of cute. She was a personal trainer there, and then so I ended up talking to her, and then I was able to ask her on a date, and she was like, my friends saw her as like a 9 out of 10. I probably saw her as a 7, so I think there wasn't that much of an urge. But I was like, I guess everyone thinks she's cute, and like she is kind of cute. Her personality is kind of boring. But it was one of those times where on one of the dates, we were supposed to go watch a movie, and I think the movie was at like 7, and she told me she was gonna take a shower at like 6:30 or whatever. So I was just going with the flow. And then by the time I went to go pick her up when she was ready, it was already like 9. And she was like, "Oh, why don't we just go back to your place and watch a movie instead of the movie theater?" And I was just like, man, she can't even be punctual.
Oh my God.
Even though she was probably trying to just sleep with me and go back to my place.
Yeah.
But I'm like, she's not punctual. Very bad at time. If the movie starts at 7, you're going to take a shower at 6:30. I'm like, man, this chick is all messed up. And I don't know, I was really particular at the time too. So she had like this thing where she liked to put like these weird waxes in her hair, because I guess it keeps some of the curls or something. I was like, I don't know. It just felt weird. I'm like, man, there's just too many problems with you. And then so I ended up like not continuing that.
So I guess, okay, so for that one, right?
But what I did like about her is I've never seen a chick, or I've never seen someone outside of a dude care so much about fitness before. And this is before IG.
Okay.
This is like 2003, 2004. So seeing someone like really care about fitness, working out, being a personal trainer, pursuing her passions, helping other people get better. Like, I like that about her, where I'm like, oh, cool, because fitness is a big deal to me. So seeing someone also share that passion for it, and then seeing her train someone, and then immediately right after going into her own workouts and training her ass off, and then going back to training someone else, I'm like, oh, that's tight, you know?
Yeah.
Because like I don't really see a lot of, even though my group of like Asians, I don't see that many physical Asian girls. Right. Or even guys.
Yeah.
Back in those days.
Right. Back in those days. So since this is your first encounter dating outside of your own race or just people, Asians, what was the first thing that, I mean, besides the physical, right? What was the first thing that you were like, wow, this is different? Like, because you were obviously comfortable dating Asian girls. Excuse me, because you've already had experience with them in high school and stuff.
Yeah.
What was the first thing that you were like, oh, wow, I can fuck with this more than Asian girls?
I think a little bit more independence.
What does that mean?
So a lot of the Asians, especially since I date a lot of Koreans, they have this like, oh, I'm a little girl, like take care of me. They have that, right? So because of that.
And do you like that? Did you think that was cute?
I thought it was cute for its own thing.
Oh, okay.
So I thought it was cute. I like that relationship, and I seek that with you too. Like that's why we have the whole cutie thing. So there's that part, but what I didn't like about that is they're that 24/7.
Oof.
So when they're that 24/7, the good part is you always have this very intimate, like cutesy inside talk with them. And then what comes with that is a lot of chivalry. So when people say chivalry is dead, go see a Korean relationship. A lot of guys opening doors for chicks, holding the chicks' purses. I would even venture out to say that the Korean boyfriend was the first to be the Instagram boyfriend. They just do so much for the chick, open the door, whatever, right? And so there was not a lot of independence. That chick is dependent on that dude.
Yep.
What I liked about first dating, not outside of there's just more, I guess, equality, a little bit more independence. Like, no, I open my own door.
Yeah.
Like, I'll open my own door. I'll drive. You don't have to drive. Yeah, I'll go Dutch with you. There's not this, oh, take care of me right now. Oh, the door's so heavy. like
I liked your little act out. I'm like trying to open the door.
Yeah. So it was I like that about it, where it was like, oh, cool. Like it's kind of like two equals, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, this is kind of coincidental that we're talking about cute little honey and baby type stuff.
Yeah.
Because we're going to introduce our first sponsor.
Woo!
Honey.
Our first sponsor is Honey. And this is so freaking cool because this is free. It's free, y'all. And what is this? So you ever buy something online and you're like, damn it, it's for a lower price now.
All the time. I get it all the time and I hate it.
Yeah. And then you get this buyer's remorse and you're like, damn it.
I should have waited.
Why didn't I shop, or why didn't someone tell me about this site first? Well, this is what Honey does. Honey scans, it's a download browser. So you download it and it's an add-on and it helps you find the best deals online across 37,000 sites. Amazon, Sephora, Best Buy, Nordstrom, all of that. And so what I used Honey for is I hate buying electronics only to see that it was cheaper somewhere else, or this TV and it's like $100 off here and then $200 off here. I'm like, why did I pay extra $200? Plus, when you add tax to that additional $200, you're actually paying like an additional $300. So what's cool about this is they've already helped an average of 10 million members save $28.61 per order. And in total, they've helped people save $800 million. So all it is it's a free add-on that you can install on your computer with 2 clicks. It's free, y'all. Go to go joinhoney.com/Beaw, BEAW, and go download it. And that's joinhoney.com/Beaw, BEAW. And it's the smart shopping assistant that saves you time and money when you're shopping online. So you don't have to do all the research yourself anymore. There's something out there they'll do for you.
Yeah. And make sure to enter BEAW so that they know that we sent you out there.
Yep.
Okay. So you liked the independence part of it. That was the thing that stuck out the most. What kept you there? What kept you going like, oh, damn, like this is my jam?
Nothing really kept me just yet. I think I was like...
You're still kind of playing the field, like whatever girl's hot that I want to date.
Yeah.
It didn't matter what she looked like.
No. Because I like tits and ass too. So...
You say it like I should be surprised.
No, so I like tits and ass.
I think that's every guy.
Nah, I don't think so.
Okay, fine.
Because if people do it, if they say they like it, how come their girlfriend doesn't have it?
Yeah. Well, maybe they just don't have the game for it and they just settled.
Maybe. So I like tits and ass too. So what I've noticed is that shout out to all my Southeast Asian girls. They usually have more of a badunk at the back. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's genetic or something. Or maybe it's the nuk mum, whatever. But so like...
What the fuck are you shouting them out for? I'm right here.
What?
Don't be shouting them out like you've been checking them out.
No, I'm giving the whole race props.
All right,
whole
fine.
Region.
I'm jealous. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So I think that was my first experience. What was my second? I can't remember my second. Do you count mixed chicks?
I will count it depending on what side they lean towards more. So for example, Nikki, she's half white, half Filipino, but we would all call her white.
Yeah.
But then we have someone like, who else is someone that's mixed? That's more on the Asian side. Do we know anyone that's mixed? Anyone else? Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank.
So I dated like a half white, half Filipino chick.
Okay.
But I think since she went to like a Seventh-day Adventist church, which is also very strict, as you guys know from Joe's stories, she felt more Asian too.
Oh, okay.
Because it's very controlled. So you can you kind of feel like when you talk to Joe, you're like, okay, this guy's never been religious. Even though he's been religious, because there's just so much more freedom. Mm-hmm. There's like less control. So dating her, it was pretty cool because she had a really good balance of fitness, and she worked out all the time, was pretty driven. But then she also kind of had that like soft, like that Koreanness. And was it called aegyo? Mm-hmm. Yeah, she had the soft aegyo. But like if we go out and play sports, like if we're playing one-on-one on basketball, like we're equals. Like I'm gonna play basketball the way I know how to play, and I thought that was so dope because I like it when people are strong and also independent. You know,
okay.
Like when I was a kid and I pictured a family trip going hiking, I pictured me with a hiking backpack, baby on my chest, my wife with a hiking backpack, baby on her chest, and we're going up together.
Damn, 2 babies?
Yeah.
Oof.
So but that's what I picture, like equals.
Yeah.
Like there's so many times where you go to the airport, the chick's walking in the front by herself, no luggage, and there's a guy with like 4 duffel bags and like 2 roller bags, like walking that way. I never pictured it that way because that to me shows me that girl is a little bitch. Not in the way of like the PMS type of little bitch, but she's fragile.
Okay.
Yeah, so like because of that, like I think because I already know what I want because I'm an architect, I've always tried to find
He's talking about his Myers-Briggs
Yeah, I've always tried to, I think like, I've always known what I want. I'm looking for something that like, don't fit or like, okay, fit, like that kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay, so and then so the rest of the girls that you dated, they kind of all had the same thing. It looks like you really want an independent girl that's also soft.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't seem like you want anything else.
Yeah. So I dated some white chicks, and then some of them I've noticed that like we hit it off because we're independent and we're both like having a good time like bros, right? And then when I try to start nudging in the CUNY side of things, they weren't that responsive to it. And then when they're not that responsive to it, then it feels weird because it's like, now from my perspective, it just feels like 2 bros.
Oh, I see.
You know? So it's like cool, we're equal, but then sometimes
You want to be Little Spoon.
Yeah, you want to be Little Spoon, and then they'll act like Little Spoon, but then the attitude and the feeling isn't like, oh, let me get close. It's more like, can you put your arm around my shoulder? Oh, that's much better. I'm Little Spoon now. And I'm like, that's what you're saying, but I don't feel it.
Yeah. Okay. So then I see what you like there, and you kind of grazed over what you don't really like about it. Even with me, like you can even bring me into the whole loop, but at what point were you like, whoa, this is so different? And I kind of like, this is where we're clashing more. Like if me or the other girls that you've dated, if she was Chinese, I wouldn't even have to explain this to her. We would already be on the same page.
That's so hard to say because I think if I was normal Chinese, I think I'd be like, okay, like, I wouldn't have such a big contrast. But like, let's say if we go visit my mom for my birthday.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, like for example, like you guys know the story of when my parents or my mom married us.
Oh yeah.
Like I can't even go, it's a Chinese thing.
Yeah.
It's just a crazy thing because it catches me off guard too.
Yeah.
So she's sitting us down. Oh, it's time for you guys to get married because you guys to live together. And I'm just like, it's not even a Chinese thing. It's just a crazy thing.
What about like emotionally? Because we've had this where like emotionally, I feel like if you had a Chinese wife, girlfriend, whatever, then a lot of our arguments might not even be happening.
Temporarily.
Really?
Yeah. So you know how my grandma, she had Alzheimer's towards the latter part of her life?
Yeah.
And then when she started having Alzheimer's, like you're free of inhibitions and you just start saying crazy stuff.
Yeah, you become like a kid again.
Yeah, she just started saying to my grandpa, like, round, like, you never fucked me. You didn't love me. There's no passion. And then I think like for Asian chicks, because there's an understanding of these are my emotions, or Asian culture people, these are my emotions. I'm not going to inconvenience you with my emotions. You don't inconvenience me with your emotions. I'm only going to let you know what I feel once I kind of have things kind of sorted out.
Yeah.
And you too, right? And because of that, there's a lot of, what's dope about that is there's tons of harmony. People don't vent as much. People don't sound like they complain as much. And it just feels a lot more harmonious. The downside to that, I think there's so much more suppression. And because there's so much more suppression, I think it's very probably typical for an Asian chick to be suppressing shit for like 10 years, 20 years before something comes out. And they might even, both parties could be in a depressive state for a long time. Versus on the complete opposite side of the spectrum, not just white chicks, but people that are more known to be connected and not suppressed. If there's something wrong, they'll just say it on the spot. Hey, I don't like eating this. Or can we not do this?
That's white people. That's Mexican people. That's black people. It sounds like it's everyone except
but Asian. Yeah. But but I feel like even for you, when I first dated you, what I liked about you is there is still.
Tell me what you like about it.
I think for you, since you're kind of in the middle between, I'm just giving them colors, even though I know generalizations are stupid.
They are stupid.
But between like the white and the yellow. Brown is kind of in the middle, where like I think you guys are westernized because you guys have European influence, but there's also this strong like Catholic, which kind of makes it feel like Asian a little bit. So like let's say you, like a lot of times for you, you'll be like, oh, this doesn't taste that good, or you'll be like, everyone goes, oh, what do you want to eat? What do you want to eat? And you're like, oh fuck, I don't want to really eat that, but 4 people already said how excited they are. You're like, all right, fine, I'll just pick something on the menu. So there's a harmony there. There's harmony. Maybe later on at home, you're like, hey, babe, can we not eat there anymore? Because that place really makes me want to throw up. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. There's a lot of harmony. Versus a white chick, not that she's white, but like, let's say, oh, what do you want to eat? Oh, let's go eat there. That's so fucking bomb. I don't want to eat that. We're not going there. And then there's like 4 people out of the group like, okay, so...
I don't know if that's a white thing though. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. I'm throwing arbitrary colors to it.
Okay.
Just based off my experience.
Okay.
But it's that type of personality.
It's very American.
It's very American, very disruptive.
Yeah.
Versus Asians, they're like, oh, that place kind of sucks, but I'll eat it today and I'll eat it 7,000 more times.
Oh, fuck.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's what I liked about you, where you're kind of somewhere in the middle, where like, you'll still let me know. And I thought that was really cool because the whole disruption part, that white person, even though they're not white, I'm sure in the whole other group, they would be cool because they're used to each other. So someone goes, I'm not eating there. And the person's like, oh, yeah, Nicole doesn't want to eat there, so we should definitely not eat there.
Yeah.
And then they can just all mold and move that way.
Yeah. They all have their positives and their negatives for sure.
Yeah.
So when it came to you first trying to hit on some, because I know a lot of our listeners are like, but how do I break out of this board? Like how? Like I'm Asian, or I'm Mexican, or I'm black, or I'm Indian, but I really Asian and Indian is the same thing. But like I really like this girl or guy that's outside of my race. Like how do you even start that conversation? Like how did you get the balls to be like that one? Mine now.
I think the first thing is to stop looking at race.
Dope. I agree.
When you look at race, I think that's why these colors don't matter. Like there's a white complainer, there's an Asian complainer. Like I can think of any race that has that person that's like, I don't want to eat
There's
there.
Asian ghetto people, there's Mexican ghetto people,
there's
white ghetto.
Yeah. No regrets. That guy's pretty ghetto.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say the first thing is stop looking at race. Because when you put a race thing up, like you're giving yourself all these random obstacles and issues that aren't really there.
But Bart, it's hard. Because I grew up with that shit. I grew up with like, with my parents being like, or mainly my mom, not that she's racist, but being like, no, you want to date with your race because you guys are just going to gel and you guys understand each other better. And there's like this common ground and you don't want to like not belong to like a certain group of people.
So if you want to date your mom, keep thinking that way.
I didn't want to date my mom. That's why I went with you.
Okay, cool. So if you don't want to date your mom, quit thinking like that. And you also have to start shifting your perspective and stop focusing on the negative, because that's focusing on the negative.
Very true. It's all negative.
Focus on the positive. What is it about that chick that you like? Is it, oh shit, this chick is always sitting in the front of the class. She always pays attention and she looks like she dresses nice. So I've never really seen this juxtaposition of a girl that's cute and stylish, but also seems kind of academic. That's dope. That exists in black chicks, Muslim chicks, any chick. So focus on that. If she seems like has that much depth from a glance, for me, I don't know if this is right or wrong, I would approach it with that much depth.
Yeah.
Before I talk to her, I'd probably put my old school Ghost of Abyss shirt away, and I would want to look nice, smell nice. I'll start sitting in the front with her. So then now she sees, oh shit, okay, there's a guy next to me. I don't know who the hell this dude is, but we're kind of on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
You know, we think the same.
Yeah.
And a lot of the chicks that I talk to, we're just at the gym too. Just because I train there so much. So I'm like a regular. It's like I go there, I go to a bar, and then small talk arises. Hey,
how many more sets you have?
Or like, no, I was gonna say, is that your water bottle? And can I move it? You know, and or even just start saying hi.
Is it like the same shit?
Yeah, same shit. Or even like when you lock eyes with someone, just say hi. You know, when you just see people, but don't be the creep where you're like, wait, is Leonardo the guy that's only saying hi to chicks in this gym? You got to overall be friendly. Yeah. And in that way, you don't get your nuts in a bunch where you're like,
I like that it's not
like
panties.
Every time you see a girl, you're like, oh God. And then everyone's like, this guy's a fucking creep. But because girls have really good peripheral vision. So if so if they're like, okay, this guy is only talking to the not only the girls, but the hottest girls, this guy's a fucking thirst monger. But if you're just a social dude, hey, what's up?
We're going to be like, ooh, who's that guy?
Yeah, what's up, Trivolante? What's up, Luke Now?
Trivolante.
Yeah, what's up, Skylar? And like, oh, this guy, he's just like that. Oh, cool. And like, hey, what's up, man? Hey, you need a spot? And then you're just that kind of person.
Yeah.
And, this chicks, even though they look like they're tunnel vision, they actually have a lot of peripheral vision. And then so when they're like, hey, what's up, Rachel? You're like, oh, hey, because you just think she's friendly. So now the chicks' guards are down.
Yep.
You need to catch chicks when their guards are down.
Yeah. Well, I love that this is like, you've kind of taken it into a space of like, you know, keep up with your hobbies and you're going to find like-minded individuals. Or if you're going to be in school and you want to be more academic, then you focus on that, because now this is a nice little segue to introducing our next sponsor, which is Skillshare. And y'all, like, if you're like us two here, you've already graduated high school, college, your higher learning is pretty much done, or your structured higher learning is done, but that doesn't mean your learning has to stop and the sharpening of your tools has to end. So there's this this awesome community of people on Skillshare that are constantly sharpening their tools. They're like, okay, like my academic career is over, but I still want to learn how to edit dope photos. I still want to take dope photos. Actually, I've always been interested in writing my own biography, or, you know, writing poetry to my husband or wife or significant other. And Skillshare does just that. It has online courses for you to take from very accredited and people with a lot of credentials, a lot of, you know, accolades in their respective field that will teach you and guide you through this course of how to do home interior design, or, you know, how to take better pictures. And there's thousands and thousands of courses that you can take to do exactly that. So I've personally done Skillshare and I've enjoyed it because, like I've mentioned before, we've gotten a house. I didn't even know that there was like a system of decorating. I didn't know that like putting up frames in a certain order gives the whole room a different feel, or adding a pop of color, you know, in a pillow gives the entire space just a different energy. So I've been learning a lot. And so just to kind of refine that a little bit, Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of amazing classes covering dozens of creative and entrepreneurial skills. So y'all, don't get dull out there, especially if you're single. Get on this, freaking sharpen those tools and have more to talk about when you're, you know, trying to pick up on someone that you like.
I also like hear people like, oh man, I hate my job. And if you're in that job that you hate and it's hard to take that big leap into another field, I think this is the perfect way.
Absolutely.
Like, I think I've always liked photography. Well, take a photography class. See how good you can get at it in a short 8 weeks or like an hour a day, and then really sharpen your skills. And then now you have a out for your job and you have an in another way.
Yeah.
And you can slowly do it without doing this. I think I'm just going to go back to school for another 4 years and learn photography. Like that's such a crazy leap.
Yeah, that is crazy. And the most beautiful thing about this is that this is a lifelong thing that you're going to keep.
Yeah.
So as soon as you start this course, you can't just unlearn it. Like it's really dope. So join the millions of students already learning on Skillshare today with a special offer for you guys. All right. So you guys are going to get 2 months of Skillshare for free. That's free. That's 60 days of free learning. Why would you not do this? So that's Skillshare. So I'm so sorry. That's Skillshare.com/Beaw. So again, that's Skillshare.com/Beaw, BEAW. Go to Skillshare.com/Bear and don't miss out on free learning. 2 months for free. I don't know what y'all are waiting for. Okay. That was beautiful. And I couldn't agree more of what you're saying. Like the first thing, don't look at race.
I would say the same thing even for chicks too.
Absolutely.
Like a lot of chicks,
absolutely.
Because like going like the other way, I think, I don't know if guys have as good peripheral vision because they're not getting hit up as much the way chicks are. But I would say remove race from the equation and focus on the traits and qualities that you like. And then try to bring yourself up to those qualities and try to share yourself in those same circles, same hobbies.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. It's actually more beautiful now more than ever that people, at least in California, Los Angeles specifically, that I just see that everyone is just so mixed. Like even on TV, you see everyone is mixed. Whereas like maybe 2 years, even somewhere around 2 years ago, you would never see like a white dad with a black mom, or, you know, a Mexican dad with an Asian mom, you know, like it's
even the
so
commercials reflect that now.
Yeah. What did I say? I thought I said commercials.
Oh, I thought you said LA.
I'm so sorry. I meant commercials too. In LA, and then I went to further commercials. I see it in my head, but somehow it just doesn't come out of my mouth sometimes.
That's one thing I don't like about Mexican chicks. They always do that.
Hey.
Just kidding.
So with you, right, and just being with me, and really try to think of me as a Mexican person, and don't try to think of me as Gio, the fucking crazy bitch with mood swings, okay?
Oh, that's more accurate.
You fucking asshole. But was there ever a time where you were like, damn, if she were Asian, she'd understand?
All the time.
Really?
Yeah, like all the time.
God damn, I didn't think it was. I thought you were gonna have to like sit there and think about it.
No, all the time. So all the time when you're extremely, when you're expressive.
Be nice, hey, be nice, be nice.
Whenever you're expressive, when you're a complaining ass bitch.
Hey, I said be nice.
Fine.
I was being nice. You just drove off the fucking cliff real quick.
I was being nice.
What's the be the mean one? What were you gonna say if that was mean?
Fucking an ungrateful whore.
That's not.
I'm just kidding.
That's pretty fast.
Yeah.
Damn, how does your mind work like that? You son of a bitch.
So I think, like whenever you're like venting or like I just feel negativity like too much, and I'm like, man, this bitch ain't controlling herself. I'm like, man, I wish she was Asian.
Bitch ain't controlling
Yeah, I'm
herself.
like, I wish she was Asian so that she can like tighten it up, like lock it up, and then once things are locked up, let's give it a beat and then let's deal with it. Versus, let's deal with it now. Oh, shit. And then I'm just like, and then my Asian goes out the window because I'm like, I was trying to lock it up, but I can't anymore. Yeah.
But on the reverse to that, because that just sounds like some emotional shit, right? That sounds like I'm being very emotional.
No, it's just day one. It was like that.
I know, but I'm trying to get to the root of it, right? Like if we're trying to get to the bottom of what that thing that I'm doing is I'm overreacting and I'm venting. That's because I'm being emotional, but I'm giving you negative emotions.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But on the flip side to that, because I'm not Asian and because I go, when it comes to loving, I love hard. Oh, you said.
So that's also a different, so a Mexican version of loving hard.
I fucking hate you right now.
What? You promise?
No, of course not. Are you dumb?
Yeah, I am.
True.
Your version of loving hard is also different from my version of loving hard, though.
But I'm only talking about emotions.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm like emotional with you. What the fuck is
You're emotional in a Western way. In a Western way.
Yeah, what does that mean? I give you hugs and I show you love?
So yeah, like the Asian way, it's like, you want to see how much I fucking love you?
Yeah, I'm going to buy you a house.
No, I'm going to get 2 pails of water, put it over a bamboo stick, and walk up this mountain
That's
for
not the
20
fucking
miles.
Asian way.
For 20 miles
That's
to show you how much I love
fucking
you.
way, you weirdo.
Well, that's the only Asian I know.
No, the
And
Asian
then
way.
So when you
the
do
Asian
stuff,
way,
when you do stuff,
Yeah.
that's like so much. I think the Asian love is out of sacrifice. When you sacrifice, and I know how hard it is for you to do something that you hate to prove to me that you love me, I'm like, fuck,
You're fucking twisted.
She fucking loves me. She's so romantic.
You're fucking twisted. I'm sorry, Asian people out there, Chinese specifically, because they're probably like, no, motherfucker, that's your 16th century mom
Maybe,
teaching there.
but that's the Asian I know.
The
And
Asian I know,
I'm sure they feel it a little bit.
a little bit, right? But the Asian I know is more like, I'm gonna try really fucking hard for you and not carry fucking pails of water up a
Yeah,
hill.
I'll buy you a house. I'll buy you a car.
Yes.
Yeah, same thing. But
All
like,
right.
there's sacrifice, and I'm doing it all for you.
Damn, so that's a big difference for us. Because for me, and obviously we know that like the fucking love languages and all that shit goes into play, but the bigger picture here is, I mean, culturally, this is how we're raised. Whereas for me, if you do something out of like love, right? Like if I get flowers unexpectedly and it's this beautiful, like poetic, like I love you, I miss you, I desire you, I think you're the fucking greatest and stuff. I'm like, oh shit, this is love. Or I come home and like you just showering me with hugs and kisses and stuff. I'm like, oh damn. Like I just like a lot more physical love.
Yeah, that's that. My mom used to make fun of that.
Oh my God.
So my mom would be like, she's like, it's so funny. Like she'd be like, oh, you know, like Asian people, when they have love, they go, oh, I love you so much. I buy you a house. Now your whole future is set. I love you. And then she's like, oh, but white people is, oh, I love you so much. Let's get bad credit together. I hug you every day. Oh no, we got kicked out of our house.
She would say that?
Yeah, she like her version, she would like look at white people and almost like, or just Western versions of love, and like they are in such a turbulent circle that go like, yeah, they hug, yeah, they kiss, they fucking make out with their dogs. That's how expressive and loving they are. They're on borderline fucking groping their fucking golden retriever and shit. They do all that, but their credit is so bad and their finances are all fucked up. So Asian love is about setting up for the future, not just this generation. How can I lock down my great grandson? This one, it's so immediate. It's like, ooh, you feel that, and this second, oh, that second just passed.
Damn.
It's so immediate and fleeting is how my mom would view it. Yeah.
How do you view it?
I think I'm in the middle of both now.
Yeah.
So I grew up very this way. So like for me, it's very.
You're like over here. The rest of society is middle. and then like you're like fucking far removed.
So like I'm like super that way where I'm like I'm really trying to set things up for like Taika, we have a college fund, like all those things. And but I also understand the importance of Western love, because I think that's where a lot of Asians get depressed, where we're animals. Like we need that, even a dog, like a dog, when it comes next to you and you pet them, you just see their ears go down and they just feel good. Like we're animals too. So we can't be the dad that goes, I pay for your whole college, motherfucker. That's why I don't talk to you for 10 years. You can't be that, because in the minute when your dad actually go, I'm proud of you, you're like, oh my fucking God, my dad is proud of me. So I think like it needs to be a balance.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't go like, hey, I buy you a fucking mansion. Maybe it's like, hey, here's some money I save for you, but I'll also go to all of your basketball games.
Yeah.
And I think that's a balance is good.
Yeah. I think with me being with you, the hardest has been the emotional connection, because you're so, look, bitch, I'm fucking carrying fucking 10 pounds or gallons of water on my back and going up a hill. And I'm like, but all I need is just for you to touch my shoulder and tell me that you're proud of me. Like, that's been like such a hard, crazy thing.
I know. And I think like in the beginning, I always thought that was so immature of what you asked for. Cause I'm like, yeah, I'll hug you every fucking day, but we're not going to get anywhere in life.
That's crazy.
That's the way that I thought. And I slowly had to adjust that because the way my mom taught me, I only saw it as that dichotomy. It's hard this, hard this.
Yeah. But you never saw your parents and were like, but they're not together anymore. Maybe she doesn't know what she's talking about.
No, I never saw it that way. Yeah, I don't know. I never saw it that way.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think a lot of times when you're growing up, you don't really question things.
Oh, I see.
So I'm just like, oh, my mom taught me this. My dad taught me this.
And you look up to them.
And I hear a lot of other parents have kind of similar shades of that, maybe not so concentrated.
Yeah.
And then I confirm that with my real life observation. And I'm like, oh yeah, none of my
non-Asians,
all of my Asian friends, the minute they need to buy a house, the parents are putting down the money for their down payment. They're setting them up. All of my specifically my East Asian friends, because Southeast Asian has a slightly different culture, but all my East Asian friends, the minute they want to go to college, the tuition is not an issue. They've been saving since they were 1. They knew that. And then so when I talk to like my more Western friends, and they're like, oh, I want to go to college, but I got to get a job. And I'm like, why? Aren't your parents going to pay for it? Like, no. And I'm just like, oh, wait, this is kind of all just confirming what my mom's saying. It's like, okay, so your dad does go to all of your baseball games and give you high fives, but would you rather have like 10 years of high fives or be $50,000 in debt?
Oh, give me the high fives.
So I would like see it that way.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I think the Asian way is correct. I think it's better. I'd rather not be in debt. And
That's so cute.
Yeah,
like the Asian way is correct, but goddamn, that Mexican chick is hot.
Yeah, no, but I would see the high fives. I'm like, I wish my dad gave me high fives. Oh, that's why I like going to my best friend Mark's house as a kid, like because his dad would give me high fives.
Yeah.
His dad would give me high fives. The ice cream truck guy would come. He would give me money, and I'd be able to eat Super Mario Brothers nose too.
Yeah. Super Mario, the lollipops, the ice cream bars.
Yeah, Mario, I get to eat his nose too and chew on him.
Their faces are always fucked up.
Yeah, and eat bubble gum.
Mine were always the Ninja Turtles.
Oh, we got those too.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny that the Ninja Turtle's green, but his orange bandana is the same flavor?
Yeah, it was all the same flavor.
Yeah, it's just different colors, but the same flavor.
I just knew once the face was melted, I was like, okay, I know what I'm getting into. I didn't expect very much. I was just surprised the gum was good.
It's kind of cold and hard, but then once you chew it and work into it a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I knew it was going to be cold and hard because it's on ice cream, but I didn't think it was going to taste good. I thought it was just going to like fall apart.
Oh.
Yeah. So how have you liked being with me, who's not Asian at all? I can't really communicate with your parents because I don't speak Chinese and they don't really speak English.
Yeah.
And how does that make you feel now that we have this kid who might possibly not be able to communicate with them either?
I think there's on one end, like I'm such a unique case because most people want their spouse to be really communicative with their parents. But because I know how crazy my mom and my dad are, I kind of want to be the border and the protection of between that
so cute.
and my family. So I think it's actually good that you don't speak it. If I was able to elevate myself and be more Dalai Lama about it and better, it'd be awesome if you learn Chinese, and then that way you could actually communicate. But then you're gonna get the same amount of bullshit that I get now, which is just a lot of bullshit that you might even be like, fuck, why the fuck did I learn Chinese? Because then you're going to get not just the Asian bullshit, you're going to get the 16th century bullshit.
Yeah.
And so on that end, I think I had no problem that you don't speak Chinese. And I actually think it's good because now I'm just the only one dealing with the craziness. And my parents, because of the love that they express, because it's Asian, you can feel it. You know, like when my dad bought us the pool table, he didn't give you a hug, but that's his version. And like for a retired person spending like 5 G's, that's a lot of fucking money. But for him, he's like, I've been saving for the past 5 years. I don't have to worry about anything. I'm retired. This is how much I love you. Yeah. And then he bought the pool table, looked at it, yep, and just leaves. You know, like that's his version of love. And I have to kind of decipher that. I'm like, oh, that's my dad giving me a hug. That's my dad giving me a kiss, giving me a high five.
Yeah.
And I have to kind of decipher that. But which is good because the love still reaches, but then it's just the bullshit doesn't have to reach.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we're on the topic of love right now.
Yeah.
Because
I'm talking of the love after the second love too.
Well, I know. This is, I guess I'm going to bring in the third love.
Oh, okay.
And I'm so happy. You guys already know that I'm like #1 fan of Third Love. This company makes bras, and I am absolutely in love with their bras. I've purchased so many bras in my life, in my titty lifetime, that I've thrown away. Like I probably only use 2 bras right now. I have like 7 in my drawer, but I only use 2. I don't even know why I keep them around. I think I'm like, maybe magically they'll fit me because I already spent money on it. So I'm like trying to get my money back that I freaking wasted basically. But the only 2 that I use right now are from Third Love. So this is a company that was made by a woman for women. They make bras. It's really dope. You take the 60-second test, and it's a questionnaire. They ask you like, okay, what are the problem areas that you have when finding a bra? Like for me, it was like, okay, the bra straps always dig into my shoulders. I freaking hate that. Another one for me was, they ask you like, okay, what do your boobs look like? And then you get to pick from a different selection of style of boobages. And I didn't even know that there were so many boobs. There's so many different types of boobs. Like mine is asymmetrical. So I'm already like a small percentage. So all these bras that they make right now aren't gonna fit me properly. So then I'm like, okay, so I'm asymmetric when it comes to my size. And then, what else did they ask me? How do you want to wear these? How do you want to wear this bra? And I'm like, well, I like a t-shirt bra. So then once I finish the quiz, they recommend the bra that they feel like is going to fit me perfectly. I found out I was even wearing the wrong cup size. Like I was fucked up. I was really fucked up.
I could tell you were wearing the wrong cup size.
How?
I'm just a professional like titty observer. And I'm like, you're wearing the wrong cup size.
You are a professional titty observer. But yeah, so once I found out about Third Love, I'm like, hell yeah, I got it in the mail. It fit perfectly. It fit like a glove. It cut my boobies the right way. It didn't smash them. It didn't spill out anywhere. I'm a fan if you haven't already heard it. So there's over 12 million women. They've taken this quiz already. It's fun. It's cute. They have half sizes, y'all. It's comfortable. The straps, don't fall off. They don't dig into my shoulder anymore. So Third Love knows there's a perfect bra for everyone. So right now they're offering you guys 50% off your first order. Go to thirdlove.com/Beaw, BEAW right now to find your perfect fitting bra and get 15% off your purchase. Come on, y'all. Don't miss out. That's thirdlove.com/Beaw for 15% off. I've already seen in the comments, you guys are like, oh my God, thank you, Gio. Like this is the best bra I've ever had. And that makes me so damn happy because I believe in this product. So, what were we talking about?
So like if having that type of Asian communication like seeping into our family. So like I like that there's a border where I get to block it. I think in terms of Taika, what is kind of cool is both of my parents mellowed out a lot more. And my dad also took a back seat where he's like, it's your job to educate him. I'm just here to spoil him. So I think that's
Where was
awesome.
the front seat? Where was the front seat before?
Where he's trying to educate and discipline and instill values.
He was trying to do that?
No, to me.
Oh, I see.
So as in a parenting figure.
Got it.
So as a parent, he took a front seat. As a grandparent, took a back seat.
Yeah.
And so, so I think that's really cool. Just the amount of love he shows Taika. I mean, Taika could get away with anything. You slap him in the face. My dad doesn't care.
What's crazy is your dad is always constantly giving Taika affection. Yeah. Every time I see him, he'll like pet his hand, or he's going like this, or he's stroking his hair, or he's hugging him.
Oh, that's so cutie.
Yeah. So I'm surprised, like what you say about your dad is so left field for me, because when I'm there, because Bart's usually not there when his dad comes over.
Yeah.
And I've witnessed it because I'm always there. Your dad's always just rolling around with him, on his knees, playing with him. And he's always sitting next to him, just staring at him. Like
My dad loves him.
He's so in love with Taika, and he's always giving him so much physical
affection.
love. Yeah.
That's so cutie.
Yeah. But with you, he's like air hugs.
I know. He has a hover hand with his own son.
Yeah.
And so, I think with Taika, I think he gets a good amount from my dad. From my mom, I think my mom's still trying to take a front seat. Like, she's just trying to lecture everybody that gets in her way. So that's kind of tough. But I do think because there's a good balance of us with Taika, I think if my mom was trying to teach him some stuff, I still think it would be good. Just because my mom's the only one keeping Confucianism alive in the entire planet. So I think it'd be cool for Taika to still learn a couple things from her.
Yeah. She's on a mission, man.
She's on a solo mission.
Yeah. For me, I find it really beautiful, the meshing of two cultures, because, I know mine pretty decently. And I mean, I grew up around a lot of Mexican people, and I really enjoy that connection because there's just this unspoken, like we just like this, the way we act around each other, we don't have to say anything. We just get it.
Yeah. Between the blanks, between the lines.
Yeah, we get it.
So much.
Like we can it's like being best friends with someone. Like, your best friend, you don't have to say shit. And you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm thinking the same thing. Same thing with other Mexican people. Like I'll see what they do. They see what I do. And we're like, yep, gotcha. And that's always been easy, right? Because it's like, you don't have to try. Like you don't have to explain yourself. Being with you or just dating outside of my race has always been a challenge. And that's always been kind of fun because yes, it's hard in some areas just because I'm just like, I don't get it. I don't understand. That's so weird. Why do you guys do that? Why don't you do it this way? Because of course you think you're like, I forgot who said it. I think it was you. Someone said it. You're always a superhero in your own movie, right? Yeah. So you always think you're the right one, the righteous one, but it forces you to shift that mindset and that perspective, and you're just like, whoa, this is cool. I can take from this and I can learn and I can be a better person. So I've learned a lot through these challenges and these trials and tribulations with you. And I think it's so beautiful because now I get this whole new insight on something that I would probably never see if I dated another Mexican person. Like, yeah, Mexican culture does vary from like, town to town, state to state, but not by very much. Whereas like Asians, it's similar to, how you were kind of saying like Catholicism, and we are a little bit more traditional. So, it's we're not completely Westernized. Like US or Americanized, I guess.
Yeah.
We do have a lot of cultural things. And that also kind of folds into Asian and it gels pretty nicely because we just understand each other. But there's so many other things that I'm like, whoa, that's crazy, but that's so interesting.
Yeah, I think one of the things
like
that also gel too is like, I think with the Mexican, it's like there's a very big mentality of like, put your head down and work.
Yeah.
So I think that I also gelled with a lot too, where it's just like, it's like I've met so many Mexicans in the military, and I love working with Mexicans in the military because there's just like, yeah, who cares if you don't like the job? You still got to get done, and it still got to get done well.
Yeah.
And then I love that.
There's pride. We got pride.
Yeah, it's like,
doesn't matter what you're doing. You're scrubbing the fucking toilets, but you're gonna do it in a right way because you're prideful of
yeah,
that.
we're gonna wake up, we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it hard, we're gonna do it fast,
and we're gonna have fun.
And it's gonna do well. Yeah, and just smile. We're goofing around all the fucking time. I fucking love that about all the Hispanic people I used to work with in the military.
One thing I did that I liked that I gelled with Asian people was there's this respect hierarchy that I really, really like. Where it's like, you don't talk like that to your mom. You don't talk like that to your grandparents. Like there's a different vocabulary that you use when you're talking to your peers, to someone younger than you, to someone older than you. And I really like that because I'm like, yeah, you use usted, you know, when you're talking to someone that you really respect or someone that's older than you, or you use tú if it's not, you know.
Yeah, it's just a little bit more hardcore when my mom's involved.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll take her out of this equation just because she's so extreme.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've learned so much just being with you. I've learned so much, and I'm so happy that Taika was created and born into this environment because he's going to be so enriched, and he's not like, I can't imagine Taika ever being a fucking bigot, a bigot or a racist or having like a closed mind.
Yeah. I almost feel like it's like traveling. You know, when you go to a country, I always feel like you take a little bit of it
back home.
Because whether from the people watching or the culture, and you're like, oh, okay, I kind of get that. Or I understand that. And it kind of changes the way you think about things and how you deal with things. I think it's kind of the same way when you're dating outside of race or even within your race. Like even within your race, when you have all those in between the lines and in between the blanks filled out, what that allows you to do is, like, let's say me with another Taiwanese chick, because there's so many formalities that we can just get out the window. I feel like I could probably get to know her own intricacies, you know, and she can get to know mine without having that cloud of, wait, is this a racial difference or is it a personal difference?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I think regardless of race, background, religion, we're just individuals and we're just really just trying to learn each other as individuals.
Yeah.
Like when I see David, I don't go, oh, he's the Korean guy or whatever. David's David, you know?
Yeah. But I mean, you can't, yes, I do agree with that, but you can't ever remove that from someone because in order to understand someone, you have to know where they came from.
You have to include it, yeah.
Yeah. So yes, we can say that, right? And it sounds really nice to be like, don't look at that or whatever, but that's not the reality.
No, you're right. You're very right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I do look at David and I never think, well, I shouldn't say never, but that's not my go-to of like, oh, the Korean guy. But I'm definitely very aware that he's Korean. You know, and anytime like he does something, I'm like, oh, okay, he did that because he's Korean.
He's not Korean until he does Korean things for me.
Yeah, that, or he's David, the tall guy. You know, or he's David, the guy that, you know, came from NorCal.
I see David as the slightly chubby guy with a ton of excuses.
Roasted. He's not even around, and we're getting roasted.
That's the guy that I see the most.
Can everyone hit David up right now and tell him to listen to this podcast at, I think it's what, 15 minutes in. He's got to hear this part because this is all coming from love. So yes, you did give that advice in the beginning. Bart's fucking having a good old time. You did give the advice in the beginning. When you're trying to date someone, don't look at race, and I absolutely agree with that, but don't ignore it. Right? That shouldn't be the go-to of like, or that shouldn't be used as a crutch. Definitely, you know that it's there. You're not fucking blind, and you're not going to be super dumb about like, nah, they're people. Of course, they're fucking people, and you want to connect with them as people. So don't let that stop you from dating anyone outside of your race. But once you get to know them and you fall in love with them or whatever, yeah, I mean, you obviously know where they come from. And get to know that, explore that stuff. So what I was saying with Taika and why I'm like so happy for him is because I grew up with my mom who came from a small town, loves everyone, not racist, I swear to God, she's not racist, not even a little bit. But because she's this white looking lady, when she was younger, she had blonde hair, green eyes, but she still does. But she has blonde hair, green eyes, super white woman. In Mexico, they were like, oh, get out of here, you freaking white girl. Like, what do you know? You don't fit with us Mexicans. And she's like, wait, what are you talking about? I'm fucking Mexican.
Yeah, you don't know our dark people's struggles.
Yeah. So she felt kind of a racism or colorism. I don't know what you want to call it.
Yeah.
So she experienced that. And she's like, fuck, man, I don't fit in with my own people. Okay, well, hey, guess what, family? We're moving to America. So she comes here and she's like, whoa, I look like a lot of these people. But they were like, what are you looking at, you fucking wetback?
Yeah.
You don't even speak our language. Get out of here, you stupid beaner. And she's like, oh my God, I don't belong here either. So she didn't belong in either space that she was forced to live in. So for her, she's like, I want to protect the people that I love, and I never want them to experience this because, you know, we all have different personality types, and we just have different perspectives on things. So for her, she's a very sensitive, soft person, and like these things really affected her. Whereas someone else might take that and use that as motivation to be, I don't know, something else.
Or someone else might have just taken the sombrero off and stopped getting made fun of.
You know?
She's like, we would have never told you're not one of us
Until
you wore that stupid poncho.
Yeah, right.
And came to school on a donkey.
Ponchos are dope, man. Okay, so then for her, she was like, I just want to protect my kids and I don't ever want them to feel any of that. So she's like, why would you want to put your kids through what I went through? And then for me, I grew up with that and I'm like, oh, damn, wow, that sucks for you, Mom. But for me, I was just like, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Like, I want my offspring to be dope as fuck and I want them to be cultured. And not that I purposely made this happen, but I was just like, you grow so much stronger and you're just smarter, you know, the more knowledge that you have. So, yeah, I think it's very beautiful when cultures mix. And I think it's even more beautiful when both cultures can just not like ignore it. You know, because if you just completely dismissed where you came from and now you're just American guy and want to forget all that, like I get it back in the day, but if now you're trying to forget all that, I'm like, why? That's such a beautiful part of you and it explains so much of who you are.
Yeah.
So I think it's beautiful.
I think it's beautiful too.
Yeah. But now we're at that part of the show where you can finally talk about what you've been waiting to talk about.
Okay, cool. So the pre-workout.
It's like you woke up.
Yeah, thank you guys.
It's like you took a scoop of your own pre-workout.
I did take one this morning. Thank you guys for listening all the way to the end. And so this pre-workout has been a passion project of mine. I'd never thought in a million years I was going to get into the supplements. But I've been taking a ton of different pre-workouts since I was 15. So since like 1999, pretty much. I've taken a bunch of stuff from GNC, bodybuilding.com, and I've never been able to take something that accomplished everything that I wanted. So when I train, I like to train across all the board. I like to do cardio, I like to swim, I like to do kickboxing or jiu-jitsu, I like to lift weights. And most of the pre-workouts that I took, they're the intense ones, they're short and fast. So they end in like 45 minutes. And I didn't think it was possible until I started working with this laboratory that we can custom formulate what we want. So they don't take like just a pre-existing ratio. Yeah, you just need a bit of caffeine and this, and then we just slowly adjust this for all of our partners. They're like, we can custom make a formulation for you. And I'm like, what? So I was like, okay, cool. These are the things that I care about. And this is on the back of the supplement.
And I think that's what's beautiful that you're doing. It's something that you yourself use and can really stand by. It's not like this thing where you're like, all right, let's just slap our name on it. I don't know what's in there. I don't give a fuck. I just want to make money. Yeah. Like this was a very selfish project for you because it's like, what do I want that I need for my specific training that I want that people are so happen or that people can so happen to buy later.
Yeah.
If they want.
So what I care about is everyone knows my cardio sucks. So I have endurance and VO2 max blend to help you oxidize the oxygen better. And this is what makes it really special. There's 3 different species of mushrooms in it. So
I'm going to get high?
No. So we have lion's mane, reishi mushrooms, and also cordyceps, and they help you with the VO2 max. Also, what I also think is very special about this is there's a CNS, which is central nervous support blend. So when
I've always needed that right before I'm going to compete in powerlifting.
And then after when you compete.
Before, I'm already fried because my whole training block is fucking killing me. And then after, I just feel dead.
Yeah. So like your CNS, your central nervous system, runs off your adrenal gland, and your adrenal gland runs off of vitamin C. So for me, what I used to do is I would take an emergency before workout and after so that I would feel better. And I'm like, why don't we just put vitamin C in the pre-workout? And then so I put it in the pre-workout. There's also energy blend. Of course, you need energy. So there's 2 different types of caffeine in here. There's 300 milligrams. And then there's also for blood flow and recovery. So those are the 5 main points I wanted to hit. And we're able to get all of this in here. And because it's so packed, one of the biggest obstacles was, are you going to be able to get all of this in a normal size scoop? Or is the scoop going to be this big to get all that stuff in there?
Oh, that's a good one. I have another one for you.
So it took a lot to get all of that to work.
And it's a small scoop.
Yeah, it's a small scoop. And even the funnel.
Oh, I can talk?
It's going to blow your mind. No, you cannot talk.
Oh.
This is going to blow your mind. So usually you need a piece of paper or whatever.
Yeah.
This funnel, which are probably going to get black. This is the prototype, so we got a blue one. You can scoop it with like this. And then after you scoop it, then you put the funnel on.
Yeah, because everyone knows people put it in the water bottle.
And you put it directly into your water bottle. So that's super cool. Our label's super cool. The flavor is delicious.
That was my point, because everything that you're naming right now, I'm like, that's going to taste like shit. Yeah. Because I know the healthier or the better things are for you, the more they taste like shit.
Especially with 70,000 chemicals in there. It's like, how the fuck are we
Not chemicals.
or like the ingredients of like
Yes.
a bunch of like packing it with this much shit, it's gonna be hard to to taste
I've
good.
personally tasted it and I got scared because it was so bomb. I'm like, can I just drink this just when I don't even need it? Like I'm just thirsty.
Yeah, it tastes really, really, really good.
It's fucking good.
And even the label, like we wanted to come different and not be so performance based. We wanted to make it look dope like all of the other Barbell Brigade gear. So yeah, I'm super passionate about this. This is available for pre-order because it's our first time going into supplements and we don't know how people
What
are
the
going to
demand
take
is.
what the demand is.
Yeah.
And we don't want to just order a small batch because it takes like a good 3 months to make. I don't want to order a small batch and everyone's like, man, it's sold out. So I want to be able to give everyone what
Yeah.
they want. And I've even talked about this in the vlog, but I was like, if you believe it as much as I do, and the ingredients are here, if you believe it as much as I do, I would probably order like 2 or 3 of them.
Oof,
just because
smart.
it's going to take another 3 months to make it until we're able to get that continuous flow working with our manufacturer. So we're taking pre-orders August 21st, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and it's ending so we can put a cap on it or else people can linger forever. The next week, the 28th.
Nice.
So go check that out. I am super, super proud of this. In my opinion,
Yeah, you did it all by yourself.
well, I did with my whole team and also
Okay.
the laboratory. But in my opinion, this is the best pre-workout on the market because it covers so much shit.
Shit.
And if not for the world, at least for me, because these are the exact needs that I want: cardio, CNS replenishment, recovery, focus, blood flow. So yeah, check that out. BarbellBrigade.com.
Awesome. Well, on that note, beautifully said. I stand by it. Now we're at the end of our podcast. So thank you guys so much for listening. But before we go, I want to say thank you again to our sponsors. So it's Honey. And for you guys, it's a free. So just make sure that you go to, again, it's free. So it's Honey for free. To join, go to honey.com/Bea so that they know that we sent you. And then we got Skillshare. So join millions of students already online and go to Skillshare.com/Bea for 2 months free. All right. So don't skip out on that one either. Last but not least, by a mile, is Third Love. Thanks again. That's 15% off your first order from thirdlove.com/Bea. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. Love yourself, love each other, and see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.